Hey guys, welcome this week to the Gilstrat Family Dealership Football Pickem. This is week 3, and we are minus one of our key contributors. Chad, Gamecock Chad, is out of town this week, and so this is Tennessee John.
This is Clemson Tater Chad.
And we're just kind of going to keep things rolling and jump right into the games this week. So here we go. First up this week is Boston College at Clemson, and Clemson is given a lot of points this week. So what's your thoughts on the game?
You know, I said last week Clemson was going to win this game by halftime. Same thing. I think Clemson wins, and I think 34 is not going to be enough.
Really?
I'm taking Clemson.
That's a pretty big stretch. Clemson this week lost their kicker, which is a big deal. I don't think field goals are going to win this game. I think it's going to be touchdowns. And Boston College this week in practice lost their number one tackler on the season. So could be a big game for the running backs this week, and so I'm also taking the Tigers. Looking next up, we've got La Tech at South Carolina. South Carolina giving up 9 points at home to Louisiana Tech.
You know, I don't want to get burned by South Carolina again, but I'm going to pick them again because that defense is good. I mean, they laid an egg last week, but I'm going to pick them this week.
It was the offense in the red zone last week.
Terrible
is what
play.
We saw.
Terrible play.
You know, I got to take a little slam on the South Carolina. At Clemson Tater Chad's got to take a little slam. The flop job by Jake Bentley, I don't even know. I'm still taking the Gamecocks at home because I think all 4 of their flame shooters, when they run out of the tunnel this week, will work and things will happen, and they're going to score more than 9 points. They could very well shut out Louisiana Tech. Looking at the third game pick this week, Pittsburgh going on the road at Georgia Tech. Georgia Tech, again, giving up a lot of points.
They are. I like Georgia Tech in this game. Pitt has no defense, so I'm taking Georgia Tech in the 9.
I fear talking bad about Pittsburgh because they beat us last year. But, man, they're really bad this year. This is a really, really bad football team, and I think Paul Johnson, they get into a groove running the football.
A well-coached team.
Yeah, I think they probably win by 3 touchdowns.
I agree.
I'm sorry, I skipped a game. Mississippi State at Georgia. Bulldogs giving 4 at home.
You know, it's hard to go against Georgia at home, but I'm going to take Mississippi State in the 4. They did a great job against LSU. I know it's not at Mississippi State, it's at Georgia, but give me the Bulldogs getting 4 points.
You know, I've got to agree with you on that one because I think that they're going to come in playing with a lot of confidence. Last week was a huge confidence booster. I don't think they come in flat. Now, they were at home, friendly confines, Mississippi State. It's always good, I'm sure, to play in Starkville when you're playing LSU and not having to play in Death Valley. But I do see Georgia possibly losing this game, but I think if they don't, it's going to be tighter than the 4.
I agree. All
right, we've got Alabama on the road at Vanderbilt, and if you see 18.5 points is a lot of points. So what you got here?
I'm going to take Bama, 18.5 points. Vandy's going to play good. They're going to come out strong in the beginning, but it's too much talent on this side of the ball, unfortunately, so give me Bama.
I could see that Alabama is going to come in with a lot of vengeance, but I'm going to disagree with you, John, in that I think Alabama wins this thing outright. But I think Vanderbilt keeps it closer than 18.5 because last week against K-State, a very good K-State team, they were able to win at home. And so I think that crowd, it's weird to say a crowd in Nashville is going to be rocking at a Vanderbilt game, but I think that's going to be a tough place to play. So I'm going to take Vanderbilt and the 18.5.
I hope I'm wrong.
Yeah. All right, so now we're going to jump over into some NFL games. And first up for that is we see the Saints are traveling to Charlotte to take on the Carolina Panthers. Again, a lot of points this week. Last week we saw the Panthers in 7. They didn't cover. And so this week they're giving up 5 at home.
And, you know, being at Carolina, I don't think the Saints, I remember going 0-3 in a long time. But it's going to happen this week, and Carolina is going to beat them. And they're going to beat them by probably 2 touchdowns.
You know, I kind of see that too. I think Drew Brees is a fantastic quarterback. I even think he has a decent day passing. but the running game never gets going for New Orleans, and I think because of that, I think the Panthers win big at home. Second NFL game, the Falcons had a great game last week, just completely annihilated Green Bay at home, but now they're going on the road. They are headed to Detroit. Now Detroit is getting 3 at home, but it's going to be a tough place to play. What's your thoughts?
It is. I'm high on the Falcons. I said last week that the Falcons is probably the best team in the NFL. But I'm going to take the Lions in a 3. I don't think the Lions win, but I'm taking the 3 points.
Wow, that means it is going to be a tight game. I think what you see is Matt Stafford to Golden Tate a lot in this game. I think he's going to hit his receivers. I think he's going to have an incredible passing game. But man, again, the loss of Vic Beasley, 4 to 6 weeks for the Falcons.
It's a huge loss.
That is a huge loss. Shout out to the Tiger guys. Two Clemson starters on that defensive line, but I think that defensive line steps up big. We're going to jump over to the game of the week, and Tennessee John is going to pick the game of the week. This is a game that he'll be watching. I don't really care about, and so we're going to let him pick it. This is the Raiders going on the road to Washington. So what you got in this one, John?
So the Raiders are way more talented offensively and defensively than Washington is. Washington has given up 25 points a game, and that was to Philadelphia and the Rams. Not the best offenses in the world.
It's their awful offenses.
When this high-flying team comes in, this is going to be a high-scoring game because I think they're going to score, but not outscore Oakland. Give me Oakland by double digits.
Double digits. You heard it here first. That is the sure lock of the week, but don't bet on it. Because it very well could be a waste of your money. Gilstrap Family Dealerships against every other dealership. Who you got, John?
There's just not enough point spread there. It's going to be us every time. There's just no comparison.
I agree. If you're looking for a good deal this weekend, come check out the Gilstrap Family Dealerships. We're here in Easley. We're also in Greer. Check out our Greer location. And hope you have a great week and enjoy college football and professional football this weekend. We'll see you next week.
See you guys.